Hello everybody, welcome back to the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus with me, Flik. Another run, and the first one I'm doing since Ed revealed the Kickstarter for his new game, which we'll talk about in a second here. NXGWF1Q7 is the seed. It's a burning basement that sucks and is overly difficult, but we'll make do. So it's not a video game, although it kind of was at one point, if you believe the banter in the Kickstarter video about it. The Binding of Isaac 4 Souls, I keep on wanting to call it 4 Swords. It's a board game that he's making, not with Nicholas thankfully, so it might be done by someone who's competent. Isaac themed board game. Now he says in the Kickstarter pledge, or you know, the pitch video, that's what I meant, not pledge, that he and his wife had been working on this for a while, and that kind of was the moment where I went, oh, so that's why you've been phoning the actual game of Isaac in for so long and letting Nicholas ruin it. Oh, that's a very nice start. Thank you so much. He and his wife were doing this passion project where they were essentially making a competitive semi-co-op, like it's half competitive, half co-op card game together based around Isaac, and it was kind of like their pet project that they were making together. It was a good excuse for him to spend time with his wife, so like, of course you're going to put your passion into that. Of course you are. It makes perfect sense. So that's what he was spending his time doing. That's why you get shit like fast bombs. Although, on the subject of fast bombs, I'm almost certain that fast bombs will be a card that he invented for the Binding of Isaac 4 Souls first. And then when it came time to put something in a community mod, he retroactively put it in. And then when 4 Souls is going to come out, fast bombs will be a card. And people will think, oh, that's a reference to what he put in a community pack. Whereas I think it's the other way around. And he thought up for the card game, because the thing that Fast Bombs does makes much more sense in the context of the board game he's created, which we'll talk about more in a second. So I think that's why within the context of Isaac, like real Isaac, it's kind of trash tier, lazy ass garbage. In the context of how his board game works, it seems like it might be okay. There's another tinted rock, spoiling me for not finding a single one the past like 4 runs. So he, I have the Kickstarter open in my other window just to remind myself and not get any facts wrong, but I don't see the name of the company that is helping him do it. But also chances are this was going to be a video game until he got approached about making it into a board game, so that's the other thing. But yeah, he was asking for, well, Kickstarter's converting this into British pounds, but obviously he was asking in dollars. But in British pounds he was asking for, what, 37,860, which would be like, what, 40 grand in dollars? And at the time of me recording this video, they've raised almost £550,000 across over 10,000 backers, so it's massively already funded. It's definitely getting made, and it's already done much better than your average board game, which are often trash fires. So fair play to him. I've read through the Kickstarter, I watched the little demo video. They did a live stream where they like test playing it using like mock-up cards, I think. Didn't watch that. But essentially it plays like Isaac. The goal is the winner is the first person to accrue 4 souls, and you get souls from bosses. So it's almost like Dark Souls 2 in that regard, I guess. Get 4 strong souls. Oh, also I should absolutely use Hagalaz in that room I just left. Did not like internalize that I picked up Hagalaz at all. I knew I picked up a rune. I remember doing it. It was in the first room. But I just don't remember ever noticing what type of rune it was, because I was blathering. Apparently I missed an item room in a previous run fairly recently as a result of blathering. That's bad. Oh yeah, we got himself stuck. So yeah, it's you kill bosses, the bosses from this game. They drop a soul when they die, but often they're a bit tough, and you can't kill them yourself, so you've kind of got to team up with your competitors. And you play as Isaac, Cain, Maggie, and Judas, I think? Also, if you go to the Kickstarter page for it, the pose he's drawn for Cain is just such a smug-ass baby. It's kind of funny. But yeah, you play as them, so there's this whole aspect of maybe like working together to take down a boss, but eventually you're going to have to steal souls off of the other players. So there's still only one winner. But it's kind of a mixture between competitive and adversarial. Similar to Catan in that sense, I guess, although I've never played Catan. I know vaguely how Settlers of Catan works. It's all about trade and eventually being the winner, but you have to trade to get there, so you can't make all your enemies straight away, because otherwise you're not going to get anywhere. It's a game of politics as much as it is building things. So I've sworn off Nicholas Games because they're an absolutely appallingly bad company. I know nothing about the company that Ed has doing this board game, but it looks interesting to me. It looks like a lot of thought has been put into it, and honestly, if he's been working on that with his wife for the past however long instead of working on his game, it makes sense that it comes across like it's had a lot of work put into it. What am I doing? Just accept the damage, yep. It was happening one way or the other, so just make it proactive and get out of there. And it sounds interesting the way it plays as well. Now, it's not like the Dark Souls board game where it is possible to play solo because you have AI decks for the enemy. So I don't think it'd be very likely that I would ever get to play it. Maybe with my sister. She watches these Isaac runs, but I don't know if she like plays it herself. Actually, no, I think she did. Just probably hasn't for a while. Because it's clear where all the family talent for Isaac went. Ha! Let's go get the first deal with the devil. Hello, Monstro. There's also a bunch of different tiers, and I think as long as you go one above the basic tier, you get a free expansion, which is obviously just going to be a bunch more of the characters from the game. And the top tier, which costs 777, well, it must be pounds, so maybe that would put it at like $1,000 straight up. I'm not sure. Or maybe it was $77 now I think about it. You get a card in, well, it's not in the game per se, but you get like a sketched up card of whatever you want, like yourself or a character or whatever you want. And I said to my stream when I was mentioning this, it's like if I was still making like Overwatch in its prime money, I'd probably get that most expensive tier just because I want to see my channel avatar done in Ed McMillan style. Okay, we went a little low there, but we're also very powerful now. Like, very, very powerful. Now, I know we've a missed item room. We have a key now, so I can look in it, but we don't have a reroll. Also, my eyes are, like... I thought that was Bob's brain showing up again, and I was a bit too angry. It's just very similar looking. It's actually the common cold, which is good. Ace of clubs. Since it's a basement floor, I am going to clear it, because it should be relatively easy, and I'm hoping for either another tinted rock or another key. Oh, thank you. Plus another penny, if possible, to get into a shop to buy another spirit heart, just to keep us going. We can get in here now. Oh, yeah, sure, let's give this a try. No, no, no. Well, that's sorted us bombs and keys wise. I could have re-rolled Pandora's box. Maybe I should have, just to try for something weird. Hello again, Monstro. I just killed you, didn't I? How are you here? Can two Monstros occupy the same spatial space? Spaceness? The secret room might be next to the shop. It could also be here, though. Okay, it's next to the shop then. It's gotta be. There was a few. What is wrong with my? I've got like tiny lips. Hang on, I've got to clear the room first. But I've got. Look at my. What's wrong with my lips? Why are they an equal sign? Range up. That's fine. Why are my lips an equal signs? I've been infected by the maths disease. Rainbow worm? So that's like what? It's a random worm effect every room or every so often? I think it's every so often because my tears seem to be changing on the fly. That's weird but interesting, so we'll run with it. Blank card and PhD are both very good. Oh, PhD not so much because there's so many bad pills now. I could probably get enough for that and the spirit heart. Get very lucky. Or, you know, very unlucky, that works too. Power pill. 2 cents. Thank you. Exactly enough. I'll hold on to my other bomb in case we get a tinted rock on the next floor. Alright, well, the power pill could just be used against a boss or arcade. Or devil beggar, actually. Pyromaniac. We get 5 free bombs and now we're immune to explosions, so it isn't valueless even though we don't have much red HP. Oh no, it's coming to get me. Also, to finish the story on Binding of Isaac, 4 souls. Or the 4 souls? No, it is 4 souls, not the 4 souls. Because I guess the 4 souls can be anything, you just have to beat 4 bosses. I probably will end up buying a tier of it. I haven't yet. There's no rush. It's on for the month, I think. Let's try down here. I forgot rather to check for the secret room next to the shop on the last floor. I didn't need to, but I should have because it was almost certainly there. Not one of the expensive tiers, mind. Maybe the tier that comes with the expansion. Although the later tier, it comes with figures, and I don't have any Isaac figures other than the ones that aren't official merchandise of the various beggar types that my sister got me for a birthday once. I think she just got them from some Etsy store that just makes game characters out of like hard plaster or something. Don't get me wrong, they're really nice quality, I still have them, they're on the shelf behind me. But they're not official. Why did that not blow up that as well? Ooh, it was worth using the extra bomb. Is that... No, it's not a double floor, it's just a really weird big floor. I can see forever. I can see the end coming. It's not the fall, it's the landing, etc. Oh, I should have warned you before the start of the stream. It's very warm, so my window's open again while I'm recording. I just got done recording a Let's Look At, and during which Sora just suddenly started barking. And I don't mean barking, I mean like full on barking aggressively at some noise she heard that spooked her. So it might happen again. Throwing out just a general jump scare warning. That Let's Look At has got a jump scare in it. I was not expecting. There's a proper like a roo 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 roo. Like you wouldn't have thought it should be possible of that kind of like barking yet, because she's still so small. Half-price spider mod, I'm fine with that. You are a good little buddy. Was there a spirit heart? No, there was not. No, it could be hiding in here somewhere, a magic mush. There's enough mushrooms like here to warrant it. Okay. Secret room. It's a very good secret room. Dung dung. I'll try and remember that battery's there if it becomes relevant. It's a very good run. We're set up pretty early here for hopefully a comfortable trip. The only potential problem is HP, and that we can't take advantage of Pyromaniac. Well, we can in the sense that we don't need to worry about Mom hurting us. The world, sure. So now we know where our other secret room is. Wait, we already were in there. No wait, no we weren't. Why didn't I go in here before? I missed a sin back there. I'm going to go back and fight the sin in case it's lust, because the virus is fine and sets us up nicely for spawn later. Envy. Well, envy is largely a waste of time. If we drop ship to whip when we can just re-roll it. Nothing wrong with ship to whip, but I'm feeling the D6 this time. We can afford to be picky because of how good the start of the run is. Okay, well, the price of my curiosity was wasting my time. We're not going to bother with the mob trap room though. Yes, hello, I am Dr. Explodey. You can no longer see my equal's face. This boss is going to get torn apart. Why did the one that didn't hit me get frozen? The nail is not worth it. Little Brim probably isn't worth it either, but whatever. I'll take a speed up. That's a range up. I'm an idiot. Why did I think that was wooden spoon? Probably because I just lump it together, because they're both fairly crappy. Like, oh, it's a range up, oh, it's a speed up. Give me damage and tears now. But yeah, we are very powerful for the floor we're on. I'm going to have to start remembering to let go of my fire button every so often now to make low brim at all worth taking. Oh, there's a tinted rock next to that there key. Then we just need to find like a dark bomb, or I am going to check the curse room. Teleport. Oh, okay. Even if I was going to say maybe I should wait till I have a reroll before going in there, but if I'd walked in there and saw Guppy's tail, I was taking it either way. That was a good snipe. A double key room. I don't want to reroll the run, but it might be a dice room. Oof, that's very nice too. I don't know why we're getting so many good results from gold chests. Oh, okay, this is interesting. Steam Sail? Is this greed ever going to attack? He did drop Steam Sail, but no, he did not attack. That was very strange. We're early enough that taking Steam Sail is just well worth it. If we can get shop restock now, things might start to cascade even faster. That's a good way to say that, right? Cascade doesn't just mean something bad is happening. The world may never know. I was tempted to look for magic mush, as I often do when we get that room. I decided not to, because we have enough stuff already. The tower. Well, sure, why not? Hurt me, baby. Nice. It's a very linear floor. The item room and boss have to be down here. And the shop. I've been getting this room so many times now. I thought they added like 400 rooms in the final community pack. Why am I getting so many repeats? And I don't think it's confirmation bias. I genuinely feel like I see that room every run. Or have done in the last few. That's a lot of surfing spiders. It'd be a shame if somebody was to unsurf you with bullets made of tears. Oh, you've never heard of unsurfing? Guess that means you've never watched Point Break. That reference makes no sense. I'll bury the lead here. I was looking for, like, someone might tangentially remember Point Break being about, you know, the surfing movie with Keanu Reeves. And being like, oh yeah, that part makes sense, so he's probably accurate about the rest of it. No. There is no mention of unsurf in Point Break. I was trying to Mandela affect you. It probably would have worked had I not said anything. Tough love we will take. We're firing frequently enough that having low luck hopefully won't make much of a difference. No shop restock, but we do have a re-roll. I knew that was there. Yes. I was just testing you to make sure that you also knew that it was there. We will take... There's options. More options. Come on, shop restock. What card is that? Get out of jail free. Stats key effect. Chaos. Sure. Chaos me, baby. We turned into the evil Riddler again. One last reroll. I'm not taking experimental treatment. Nuts to that. Another reroll. I will take a luck up. We got the Yes Mother transformation, which I wasn't thinking about at all. Sure. And we'll just explode the rest of the floor, even though there's not much of the floor left. 2,000 damage, bitch. You survived. I hate that. Put out a general warning about the flashing that Mom Mega does, but as you're I'm going to see it one more time when we enter the boss room. Oh, and the Devil Deal if we get one. Come to think of it, we've been getting very lucky with the Devil Deals proccing. Want to see my knife butt? It's like Nightbot, except it's a knife on my butt. Bloodclot, yeah, we'll just take it. Damage and range. Can our range even go above 32.75? Oh, it's a double floor. Hang on, sorry, I'm just double checking. I see weird links in my Discord. I'm just making sure it's not a spam bot or something. Let's see. No, we're talking about TF2. Competitive in TF2. That's a funny joke. Almost as funny as competitive in Overwatch. Anyway. Wow, that was big teeth. Yoink. Oh, I totally remembered something I wanted to bring up ages ago. But I have no, like, tangential link. It's just something I kept on meaning to talk about because I read an article on the BBC. Because the BBC is getting into, like, all the controversies of the gaming space, or things tangentially related to gaming in some fashion. Like, every other week now on the BBC News website they're doing something about Fortnite, because they know people are obsessed with Fortnite. Children, mostly, but still. People are looking up things about Fortnite. I don't know if I mentioned on Isaac, but the BBC News website also got their art critic to review Fortnite, and it's one of the funniest reviews I've ever read. He played it on the iPad once, by the sounds of it, the way it read anyway, and then just spent the rest of his time talking about the movie Battle Royale. So this is like Censor or something, right? Eucharist. I don't remember what it does, but I do have a 100% chance that it deal with the devil and angel. So there's that. Shovel. Really wish I'd caught him with that, but you know. Oh, never mind. Whatever, we'll just go. One boss and then Mom. So moderately tangentially related to that, I read an article on the BBC News website. This was like a month ago now. I've been meaning to tell this story for a while, but I hadn't found a right in, and I didn't want to kind of just randomly go to it, but too late now because I am. And it was about the incel group, and it's a word I'd heard, obviously, you know, because if you spend any time on Twitter you hear about this kind of thing. You know, the Chad and Stacy meme. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll get into it. Although there's another item room. Whew, that was close. I remembered before I went off topic. I remembered. Like, I'd heard all these things mentioned about it was like some hate group on Reddit that got banned for being a hate group. Sure. But I didn't know much about it and what it involved. And keep in mind, this is all kind of like second-hand information gained from a BBC News article, and I have read some of their gaming pieces, and often they do not do their research. So this could be not accurate. But I had no idea that incel stood for something. And I must admit, I laughed when I heard what it stood for, at least according to this BBC. Apparently it stood for involuntary celibate. In other words, it was a place for people who were virgins, not by choice, to go kind of console each other about being virgins. But it then kind of became this echo chamber where it wasn't so much that they were looking at ways to improve themselves, it was more like they were looking for people to blame. And that's where this hilariously dumb concept of Chad and Stacy came from. And it could only come from the brain of a young white American. There is no one else capable of stupidity of this magnitude. Honestly. But apparently Chad's, or rather Stacy's, are the names for any woman, and it does always seem to be straight white males. But Stacy is apparently the name for their like ideal woman, the woman they want and can't have. And Chad is the handsome person who's had all the things in life given to them, genetically speaking, that the Stacys like. And it's easy to laugh because it's hilarious. But then you start reading about the dark side to it. I should take the money just to go spend it on other items. Because the dark side to it comes at you fast. It's like, I was just reading this article and they were doing it in kind of like a jovial light, like, let's laugh at these assholes. But then it takes a darker tone and you see why, you know, the subreddit was deleted, and I understand why people went out of their way to make fun of these assholes, and they are assholes. Because what may have started with good intentions, you know, like giving people relationship advice, how to get a relationship, how to stay in a relationship, how to have a good relationship, all that crap. That's fine, that's good intentioned, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that it started with good intentions. What it became was literal misogyny. And I don't mean in the way that everybody uses that word these days to mean whatever they choose to mean in the moment. I mean, they literally despised women. But not only that, they also started to embrace the notion of suicide because they were depressed. And this community that they had fostered together, rather than dissuade someone who was having thoughts of suicide, they were not only egged on, they were encouraged to take as many people with them as possible in an act of apparent revenge against the cosmos. Which just boggles the mind at how arrogant, egotistical, stupid young people can be. It's like, oh, I really can't get a girlfriend, and I feel like it's because I just got a bad lot in life, and there's all these people who got given everything, so they're better than me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill myself, but I'm going to do it via shooting as many people as possible first. Like, imagine being that wrong on a basic humanity level. And again, this is how it was presented in the article, so if anything I'm saying is not accurate, take it up with the BBC, not me. Where did I get the second item room? I did. Okay, I was getting too caught up in what I was saying because it makes me angry. I also think blaming all the world's problems on white people is ridiculous too, but in this particular instance, just the sheer the ego. It's a weird situation though, because it's ego, but at the same time it's also someone being so, like, feeling so bad about themselves, their worldview just twists into this horrible thing. And it's in those type of situations where you do start to think that people need to spend more time off the internet. I get that way with Twitter. Twitter is a terrible place. Like I mentioned that story about the person who picked a fight with whoever runs the Cancer Research UK, for instance. Or for instance, a much more recent example, Overwatch reveals their new furry gerbil hamster hero, and a bunch of the replies say, "Wow, I can't believe that you added this," meaning a talking hamster and a robot, "instead of a single black woman. How dare you?" All the accounts pointing this out were all white, incidentally. Apparently also overlooking that there's plenty of different races in Overwatch. There's 2 Egyptians. Where's Numbani meant to be? I don't know where Numbani is. But, you know, either way, there is more than just a bunch of white people. But no, very specifically they have to add a black woman. It's not okay that Reaper is a black man. No, that's not enough. You have to have a black woman. Otherwise, we're going to criticize every single character you add. What's that? You've added a Swedish lady? Nope, that's not okay. They're white. Do better. No, it's not just okay that they're a girl. It's like insane places having sane discourse. You don't get stupidity on that level expressed so freely. It's a thing that only happens online. It's a thing that only happens on Twitter, where people can just share any stupid ass thought they have, where they pick fights for no reason on things they know nothing about. Usually on behalf of people, or at least purporting to be on behalf of people, because they themselves are not affected. I honestly think part of the problem, and I don't want to get into this subject way too much because I don't have enough hours in the day, but it's the current culture in America of the facsimile of everybody trying to be more compassionate towards each other, but it's not really. It's more like it's another just form of arrogance. It's you're not being tolerant enough. I'm far more tolerant than you are. If you were as tolerant as me, you would do this. Or if you were more considerate than me, you would do this, but you're not, so that makes me better than you. That's how it comes across. When a bunch of white Americans complain to the Overwatch Twitter account that their furry hamster hero is not a black woman, you know that something is going terribly wrong with the manner in which they are being raised, the culture in which they're being raised. Their worldview is askew. Something has gone terribly wrong. And I have no idea how to fix it. Don't be expecting me to offer advice on that. It's just like on the stream the other day there. I guess this can kind of be tangentially connected to Twitter. I said that someone chapdoor runned my house. That's just where you ring the doorbell and then run away. It's like, oh, it was just some shitty kid. Like, I think I was in the call with Aaron. I was like, you didn't say that kid's shit. Or an idiot or dumb or whatever I said. And I was like, all kids are dumb shits. They're all like arrogant, immature, egotistical brats. They haven't learned how to be adults yet. Your goal as a parent, above all else, is to make sure that your child does not grow up to be an asshole. That's all you need to do. Do that and you've done it right. And it's not hard. But that's what you need to do. So I kind of look at Twitter like that. It's letting people embrace the side of themselves that they should know better than to embrace. It lets them be outraged about any little thing, whether it affects them or not. It lets them perceive any offence as something directed towards them. And it's all because it's from the safety of the internet. The anonymity of the internet, like, who cares if you pick a fight with someone on Twitter, you know, or who cares if you pretend to get outraged at something on Twitter? It doesn't matter. It's a bizarre time to be alive. And very sad. It's just very sad to see stupidity like that. We do have to remember it's often young people as well, but you know, we see like all these young kids who get indoctrinated into thinking the West is horrible and, you know, despising us. It's kind of happening on our side as well. It really is. Oh, hang on. I wasn't expecting this to go to such horrible places, but that's what I get for browsing Twitter before recording a video, I suppose. But I retweeted the one reply in particular to the Overwatch reveal of the hamster. Like someone say, we asked you one thing. We asked you for one black woman and this is what you give us. I'm never supporting your games again. Because you added a furry hamster. I shouldn't keep saying furry hamster. It's kind of a given. But it wouldn't be an unfurry hamster. But I'm kind of trying to provoke arguments just so I can laugh at people by deliberately pointing out it's a furry character. I saw a fan, like, there's a lot of fun tweets. On the internet you always focus on the negative. It's easy to see the negative on Twitter. Anytime anyone posts anything good, just look at the replies. You'll find some asshole, or some child, or some person who's taken offense at some perceived slight. But, you know, the meme side of Twitter, the taking piss at the world in general side of Twitter, there's good tweets. And I did have a point there, but I've already forgotten what it was. I was trying to link it back to another tweet I saw that just made me laugh. But not in an offensive way, it was just funny. Let's see if I can remember what it was. Oh, we're at It Lives already? When did that happen? Now with this fire rate, we might be able to outshoot her. Yeah, we can. Oh, I remember now. It was just it was another tweet about Hammond the hamster. It's like someone making a mock-up conversation of Blizzard in their offices. It's like, okay team, our one goal is to add a hero to Overwatch that people won't draw porn of. And then it's like, in brackets, 2 hours later after the reveal, well team, we've failed again. That's just a good-natured bit of fun. And that's the good stuff on Twitter, just little jokes like that. I suppose it doesn't, no, I was going to say it depends who you follow, but no, because, I mean, follow the official brands of games and you're still going to see people complaining. Like all the crap CG... Oh, I did not see you there. CD Projekt Red got because there wasn't enough people of colour in their game set in a place where, in that particular time period, there was very few people of colour, so it's historically accurate. People don't want historical accuracy. They want to be able to say that they forced somebody to put a minority in their game, because then that makes them better than the common person. Like, by all means, fight for change in games. Have more games about people of colour, like different sexualities and that, but don't let them get away with either, like, pandering. I hate seeing pandering. Pandering to whingers on Twitter. It's like, I kind of rolled my eyes when I loaded up Battletech and you could choose what pronoun you were referred to as. Because that didn't come across as something they believed in, something that was intrinsic to the game. Because the gender you're playing as, or the pronoun you're referred to as, has absolutely no bearing on the game at all. Because the character you're playing as is essentially nothing. You're a mech pilot that's tangentially connected to the main character, the princess who's been deposed. So when you see that option, that's a news headline. That's there for game trash websites to write, wow, progressive new game from Harebrained Schemes lets you pick the pronoun you're referred to as. There's no heart behind it. They haven't done it because they want to show compassion to people who identify as a gender different to what they are. It's there to make a news story and get free publicity. It's heartless. Or soulless, not heartless. Heartless is used in a different context usually, so I'll say soulless. But that kind of shit happens, not just to get the free publicity, but also to pander to Twitter whingers. In an ideal world, you'd ignore them or belittle them, as is deserving of the manner in which they conduct themselves. But they can't. It's like when a big business capitulates because one person complained on Twitter, because they wrongly assume one person complaining means that a very large proportion of their customers feel the same way. Well, what I'm basically saying is never go on Twitter. Or Reddit. Or read too much about incel, because it starts off very, very funny, and then turns very, very dark and sad. But now I have nowhere else to go with this. I shouldn't have went into this topic of conversation. I did have somebody say once, like, do you hate Americans? Like, no, I don't hate Americans. I have plenty of American friends. And yes, I'm aware that's a very stereotypical response if somebody thinks you hate something. I don't hate Americans, I hate idiots. I hate people. Certain kinds of people. Not based on their nationality, skin colour, or anything boring like that, but who they are. Their ethics, mostly. Like, I judge people on their ethics first and foremost before anything else. Is that right? Not necessarily. But that's what I do. Seems a lot less petty to me than judging them by their, sexuality, skin colour, and so on. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, how can you decide what type of person someone is by the way they tweet? The way someone tweets, I would compare like how someone tweets to how they act when drunk. Because when you're drunk, you have no inhibitions, right? Generally what you're saying is something you truly believe. It's just you aren't aware of the situation because you're not in control. So I never believed the excuse, oh, I was drunk, I didn't know what I was saying. If someone tells you something when they're drunk, they mean it. It's just they had the lack of inhibition to stop themselves from saying it. I literally don't have the speed to avoid that, which is fun. Great room, very well made. Nicholas special. So yeah, that's. I look at how people tweet similarly to how they are if they were ever drunk. Like, they're speaking without inhibition because they're essentially anonymous. So what they're saying is what they believe. So if you see somebody being horribly racist on Twitter, chances are that's just how they are. No, but maybe they'll just blame it on medication and get away with it, who knows. Let's just get rid of the little helpers there. Oh, you managed to get 2 more spawned, how dare you. Apparently Isaac is the game I play now to talk about subjects that are way too real. I need to hurry up to see another Marvel movie or something just so I can have something else to talk about. I end up talking about Black Panther because I saw Black Panther recently. I talked about it on stream, but I don't think I've talked about it on Isaac. My overall feelings of Black Panther was it was kind of meh. The CG was really, really bad. Especially at the end with the robot rhinos. Not the robot rhinos. They're rhinos that wear armor, but they just look so cheap. But I also think it suffered from me seeing Thor Ragnarok first, because Thor Ragnarok is one of the best Marvel films since Winter Soldier, even though the tone is entirely different. Like, if you were rating all the best Marvel movies, Winter Soldier and Ragnarok are going to be in the list. Haha. Fast bombs. I should pick up that book, just for progress towards Bookworm. I can't remember if we picked up another book previous, but we might find some. Pheromones. Yes, kill each other for my pleasure. What's with the 2 of blank room? Gotta remember and go back and reroll. Not that we particularly need it, but the whole point is try and find some weird synergy. Because we've got a very fast and mixed tier right now. Oh wow, there's 4 of them. The gravity is too strong. Hey, you haven't landed yet, but it hit me. One day they'll fix that. He lied. Get rid. Good riddance, rather, not get riddance. Alright, Beelzebub transformation, so we can fly in another way. Wait, no, wait, we're not Guppy yet, so we couldn't fly prior to that. Just I keep on thinking we are because we're getting a lot of chests and have 9 lives, so I'm like, yeah, we're Guppy. And we're firing fast. 99, but I should have touched the book. I would have had Bookworm. Maybe I already did touch a book? Nope. That's okay. It hopefully won't matter. I mean, if it came down to it, I could probably kill Blue Baby without getting hit. At least once in 9 tries. Oh no, but we have Pyromaniac, so... yeah, even if I get down to Red Hearts, it doesn't matter. It don't matter. Goodbye, spider friends. 2 batteries, don't mind if I do. Our Princess Crown we can't take advantage of. I've already forgotten what it does again, but whatever. Now we're Guppy. We no longer need reroll. Well, I mean, we don't really need the head though, because we're going to be generating a crap ton of flies. Look at us, we're an adorable demonic kitty. Yeah, we're going to stomp. I'm drowsy. I really am. Let's blame that. Can't blame medicine because I'm not on it. Can't blame drink because I don't drink. So sure, let's just blame tiredness as a result of hay fever on the topic of conversation for today's episode. There we go. Hello, Haunt. I'm looking forward to destroying your face. Feast on my flies! Sad bombs. Okay, that's quite interesting. Powerful, but not that fancy. With these batteries, you are spoiling us. Oh, they do take the worm effect there. They were definitely moving weirdly. Yep, those were moving weirdly for sure. So sad bombs takes your trinket effect as well. I'm not sure I knew that. 99 bombs again. Sure. Alright, let's bring this one home. And we got through without one jump scare from the dog. She's still lying next to me. Yeah, she is. She's right behind my chair. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Sorry if the topic of conversation got a bit too real, but I will see you next time. Ta-ta for now.